I'm going to show you how you can get high intent traffic from ChatGPT, also known as ChatGPT SEO. And so ChatGPT has 800 million users as of this recording. And when we look at data, we're seeing a higher conversion rate that comes from ChatGPT to your website or your app. Because reality is, when people come from ChatGPT, they've done a lot more research, they've asked a lot more questions, and they come a lot more primed, ready to buy. So it is immense. And I want to show you how you can go about increasing that traffic today. So first things first, you want to double down on bottom of the funnel transactional content. So when you think about red shoes as an example, if I type in what is red shoes, that is more top of funnel. That's more informational content. When I say bottom of the funnel, you might be looking for cheap red shoes because that's more high intent, because if you're searching for something cheap, that means your intent to buy is a lot higher. So the reason you want to double down on bottom of the funnel content today is because LLMs aren't so much citing your top of funnel content. They're citing more bottom of the funnel transactional content. So when I search for, this is more mid to bottom funnel, but like what is the top Reddit marketing agency out there? We're typically getting listed because we appear in a lot of these listicles. You can reach out to other agencies, owners, and see if they'd be willing to list you, if you're willing to list them. That's an example of stuff that works, especially when it comes to getting cited in the LLMs. And so you can use different tools out there. We use a tool that we built called ClickFlow for this. Let me give you more examples of transactional content you can go for. So if you're a SaaS company, you can have versus pages. So Salesforce versus HubSpot, or you can have alternative pages. So Salesforce alternatives. When you are looking to do that, you are actually looking to potentially buy. Number two, citations are extremely important. Now, citations are very much the currency of how you optimize for ChatGPT. A citation could be being cited on Wikipedia. It can be cited on YouTube. It can be cited on Reddit. And in fact, those three websites are actually the most cited when it comes to LLMs today. And so that does mean now that you need to start to figure out how to play the game when it comes to YouTube. Maybe you're creating short form content, maybe it's long form content, but you're trying to be cited there. You're trying to be seen as a trustworthy, a noteworthy brand, because YouTube is the second largest search engine in the world. And I don't see that changing anytime soon. The other one would be Reddit. And Reddit's very interesting because it's a lot of user-generated content. I would just say that when you're trying to be cited in Reddit, try to do the things that work well for the black hat people, but do it in a white hat way. And so yes, absolutely search for the keywords that you might want to rank for, and that will then show the threads that you might want to be listed in, and then actually engage in productive discourse. And then from there, hopefully you're getting the upvotes necessary. And when people land on that Reddit answer, your brand is being cited there, and that's going to signal also to LLMs that you deserve to be cited more because you're constantly appearing, and it's a signal to these algorithms. Number three, believe it or not, brand sentiment matters a lot when it comes to ranking for ChatGPT. It has actually even been reported by AirOps that when you look at the last 12 months of data, 95% have been updated in the last 12 months or so. And so if you think about it, algorithms are going to look for stale data? Are they going to look for fresh data? So freshness matters, just like it does for Google. It matters when it comes to ranking on ChatGPT. You want to be consistent. So as an example, if people are searching for the best marketing podcast, well, if you're an algorithm, you want to understand, hey, have these people been consistently publishing? Not only do they have a good ranking, but are they consistent? They can look at what other people are saying. They can look at Reddit, for example. I would say that the consistency with how you publish matters a lot. Everyone's talking about AI right now, but people are struggling to prove the business ROI of AI. Now with Single Grain, which is my ad agency, that is not an issue because we try to stay at the forefront of AI. We leverage AI not only to make our team more efficient and faster, but to make your business more efficient. And the things that we do around marketing, it's still our bread and butter, but when we combine that with our AI prowess, that's what allows our clients to grow a lot faster. So if you're interested in learning more, if you're interested in acquiring customers faster, go to singlegrain.com. Again, singlegrain.com, and we'll see you on the other side. Number four, you want to use an LLM tracking tool. So there are a handful of tools out there that you can use. We like using the Ahrefs brand radar. Ahrefs is interesting because you can look at the number of times that your competitors are being cited. It could be in AI overviews, it could be in AI mode, it can be ChatGPT, for example, which is what we're talking about right here. So you can just look at, okay, if a competitor is being cited 4,000 times and I'm only being cited 100 times, what are they being cited for exactly, and how do I compete? And so these things all matter, but if you don't measure you can't manage it. So what gets measured gets managed. The brand radar has been good for that. Not just for looking at yourself in terms of how you stack up, but look at your competitors as well. A handful of other tools that you can use. Profound would be one. We use one internally called Peak. So a handful of tools that you can use there. Number 5, you want to go multimodal. And so that means that ChatGPT processes text, but it also will process videos. It will also process audio. It will also process pictures that you have there. And so when you're thinking about the content that you're creating, if you want to do well when it comes to ChatGPT, think about going multimodal. And so earlier, if I said, okay, if we're going for YouTube, we're going to have audio covered. We are also going to have video covered as well. And whatever interesting content you have, maybe there's interesting data or graphs that you can share. That's content that can be pulled in. And ChatGPT especially likes unique proprietary data that you can share from whatever product or service that you have. Number 6 is to build tools. You can build proprietary tools. So for us, I mentioned earlier, we have an SEO product called ClickFlow, which saves our SEO team right now at least 60 hours a month per person. And then we have Carrot.ai, which is LinkedIn account-based marketing software, which does a handful of things that LinkedIn ads cannot do. And so the reason we build these things is to not only get usage from them, potentially get more customers, but if more people are talking about it, that's going to attract more links. If more people are talking about it, then more people are posting content around it, then it's going to get cited in the LLMs, right? And oftentimes, these LLMs people are searching for solutions and they can't find these things. And our job is to build products, services that we can get out there and get listed, because people often aren't willing to go the extra mile to build these proprietary tools. And you might be saying, well, I don't have the resources to do this. And I would challenge you and say that when you have products out there like Replit is a vibe coding product that can actually go very far now when it comes to building a product that you want, or maybe building a calculator or a widget that you might want to give away. And again, as of today, at the very least, links are still very much the currency of the open web. ChatGPT actually cites a lot. They're citing more and more from Google. Google's algorithm is still very much content and links. And so what has worked well with SEO in the past is when you build tools attract a lot of links and they attract a lot of good brand sentiment, and you're going to pop up in different areas that you don't think that you otherwise would have popped up in. And then that combines with the last point that I brought up with multimodal content. These are just a couple of things that you can do to rank highly when it comes to ChatGPT and get ahead of the curve, because sure, Google is still very much the behemoth in the space, but that doesn't mean that ChatGPT cannot catch up in the near future, especially when you're getting 6 to 10 times higher conversion rates from ChatGPT traffic. It is something that you have to pay attention to, especially when 800 million people are using it. So if you enjoyed this talk, check out this next talk over here where I talk about how AI SEO is changing and what I'm doing to get ahead.